Hello, unlimited friends. Tell me, how many of you would like to lose a few pounds? And tell me, how many of you believe that using law of attraction adds momentum? Using law of attraction strategies is the secret to achieving your weight loss goal. Hi, I'm ZMAHOON from ZMAHOON.com. I am the author of 12 different books on the subject of law of attraction. And on my channel, we discuss anything and everything that has to do with law of attraction and creating an unlimited life. Most of the questions that I address on my channel are actually contributed by my subscribers. And this question about weight loss has also been contributed by one of my subscribers. So thank you for the question and keep those questions coming in. Let's get right into it. So there are a couple of things that we are going to focus on in order to understand the role of law of attraction with respect to weight loss. And then I'm going to share with you 4 strategies that you can put into action right away in order to achieve your weight loss goals. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, first thing to understand, which is the basis of everything, is that our body is a chemical factory. Whatever you put into it gets reduced to a chemical that our body needs in order to keep functioning properly. So it doesn't matter in what form you consume your food. Your body is going to take whatever you put into it and reduce it to its chemical components, and then from those chemical components, your body is going to manufacture what it needs and it is going to get rid of the rest, right? So that's the first thing to remember. The second thing to remember is that our body responds to every emotion we feel. Every thought that we think creates an emotion inside us, and the cells of our body respond to each and every thought that we think. The thoughts and the emotions create a vibration, and that vibration has an impact on the functioning of the systems in our body, the organs, and the way those chemicals that the body produces, the way they interact with each other, all of that is influenced by the vibration that we are feeling. Think about it. You have speeds on your blender, right? And the higher speed you use, the more the blender behaves differently than if you're using it at a slower speed, right? In the same way, our body responds to the speed at which we are thinking our thought, which is the momentum of thought and the frequency of thought, right? So it's almost like a giant machine that has different gears that you put it into, and you put those gears on by the thoughts that you think. Those thoughts translate into a vibration that is like an electric current. And we know that just like a dimmer on a light switch, right? We can dim the light. What are we controlling? We're controlling the frequency of electricity. And in the same way, our emotions have a frequency, and that frequency affects what happens inside our body, how our body functions. So every thought that you think and every emotion that you feel has an impact on the functioning of your body. What the body does is, if you are in a negative place, if you're feeling emotions that feel heavy, if you're feeling anger or you're under stress, your body compensates for your emotion so that you can keep functioning, but you're not functioning at your 100% optimal level because your body is having to make adjustments to compensate for the fact that it's not receiving the energy that it needs to receive from the thoughts that you think, right? Because you've dimmed down the electricity. When you're in a low vibrational place, you're feeling emotions that are low on the emotional scale. And if you don't know what the emotional scale is, there is a video on my channel that explains what it is, and I'll reference that below in the comments. But basically, when you feel good, you're high on the emotional scale because you're feeling high frequency emotions. And when you're low on the emotional scale, you are feeling emotions that feel heavy in your body. And so your body is not receiving the full benefit of the energy that it needs to receive, and therefore it is not functioning at 100%. Okay? Makes sense? Yes? All right then. If you learned something, then leave me a comment that lets me know that this was useful, right? Okay. So let's keep going. Number three, weight gain is an indication. Weight gain is not a problem in its own in the beginning. So that stage where you've only put on maybe 1 or 2 pounds or under 5 pounds, if you've put on under 5 pounds, that means that the weight gain in itself has not turned into a problem yet. It is just an indication that you're thinking your thoughts about something that's going on in your life, or maybe a lot of things that are going on in your life, which are restricting the flow of energy in your body, and therefore your body is not functioning at its optimal level, and therefore the weight gain shows up. It shows up in order to catch your attention. It's a way for your body to communicate with you, to tell you, hey, stop. You're thinking thoughts that are restricting the flow of energy to me, and I am therefore accumulating all this excess weight. So do something about it. Change the way you think your thoughts, right? So comment below. I'm going to listen. I'm listening to the guidance that I get from my body, and that is the first step in my being able to help my body to lose weight, right? So comment below. I listen to my body. So if your weight gain has exceeded that mark of 5 or 6 pounds, and you've been dealing with this situation for a while, means more than a couple of months, more than a year, now the weight gain in itself has turned into a problem. And the problem that created the weight gain is still in the background, right? I call that the problem of the two-headed monster, because this two-headed monster is the weight gain, which is the head of the monster that you can see. But the other head of the monster, which is invisible, is the problem that caused the weight gain. You have to work on both these heads, not just the visible head, but also the invisible head of the monster. You have to deal with both of them in order to get to your weight loss target. Okay? Makes sense? If this makes sense, comment below. I understand that weight gain is a two-headed monster. Weight gain is a two-headed monster. Okay. So, we need to address both those problems for ultimate success. And now let's talk a little bit about our beliefs, because the next thing is understanding the role that our beliefs about food play in our weight gain and weight loss journey. So, if you have heard something from someone that says, oh, don't eat this food, it's bad for you. Now, if you go ahead and eat that food, it is going to be bad for you because your belief is that it is not good for you. You see, you can never live your life outside the parameters of your beliefs. So if you're going to do something that you believe is not good for you, then you should first change your belief. And if you can't change your belief, then you should stay within the confines of the belief. Let me give you an example. For me, sugar is not my friend. It's a belief that I have. I don't need to have that belief. I could work on that belief and give it up. But it's not important enough to me to work on that belief. There are so many other beliefs that I have spent many years working on, and maybe at some point in time in my life, I will work on my belief about sugar. But at this stage in my life, I don't care because I can use sugar substitutes. I can go without sugar. So I do not take my belief about sugar, I don't take it on. I don't eat a piece of chocolate and tell myself, oh my God, this is bad for me. But here's the thing, I also don't eat the chocolate and say the words, oh, this chocolate is going to be good for me, because I know better. I know that my belief system is that it's not good for me. And I cannot say the words, I cannot utter an affirmation that I don't believe in 100%. If I say things to myself that I don't actually believe, that sound like a lie, then they are going to hurt me. So instead of saying, oh yeah, sure, I'll just have this cookie just now and it's not going to affect me, I don't have the cookie. I pass on the cookie. And this, dear friends, is extremely important to understand, because whatever your beliefs are about weight loss, you have to practice those beliefs. If one of your beliefs is that I need to exercise and you're not exercising, then you cannot accomplish your weight loss goal. If your belief is I have to stop eating certain foods and start eating, I have to change my diet in some way, then you better do it in order to accomplish your weight loss goal. You cannot believe one way and do another way. It does not work. No matter how much you keep telling yourself, oh yeah, it's going to be all right. Law of attraction says that I can eat anything, right? But you don't really believe it, because when you say those words, it feels like a lie. Because soon as you say those words, all the beliefs that you have that are counter to that belief come floating up to the surface. So when you say, oh, I can eat anything, law of attraction says, I can eat anything because it's not about what I eat. And then the thought comes, oh, but you ate that burger the other day, at a fast food place. That wasn't good. Well, guess what? You cannot say that law of attraction says I can eat anything and then have a belief that says I should not be eating fast food. Those two beliefs knock their heads together. And because they are in opposition to each other, you will not be able to achieve your weight loss goal. If you have this belief about fast food, then you have to stop consuming fast food. If your belief is that you need a low carb diet, then you need a low carb diet. If your belief is that you need to exercise for 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day, then you have to do that. Because if you don't do what you think you need to do, no matter how healthy you eat, no matter how many affirmations you use, you will not be able to accomplish your goal. You will not get the results that you need to get. So what do we have to do? We have to change our beliefs And we have to do those things that we think are good for us. Those are the two things that we need to do. And when we do both those things together, and we also work on our general way of thinking about the world and our life, then we are able to get consistently good results. So, if you ask yourself, so here's what I want you to do. I'm going to share with you 4 strategies that are going to help you to accomplish your weight loss goal. The first thing is affirmations. Really powerful affirmations. I want you to remind yourself of these 3 affirmations that I'm going to share with you just now. I want you to remind yourself of these 3 affirmations for a period of a couple of weeks. And by the time you get to week 8, so let's say you do this for 8 weeks, by the time you get to the end of 8 weeks, these affirmations will become your habit, so that even if you're not looking at a card that you have them written on, you will remember them and you will automatically repeat them to yourself. So here they are. The first affirmation is, my body knows what to do. My body knows what to do. You're not telling your body to pump blood. It's doing it anyway. Your stomach is digesting the food that you put into it. You're not telling it how to do that. It's doing it anyway. So keep reminding yourself, even with respect to your weight gain, your body knows what to do. So remind yourself, your body knows what to do. You don't have to interfere. Your body knows what to do. Number 2, really powerful affirmation. I pay attention to what my body wants and needs. I pay attention to what my body wants and needs. That's that little voice that you hear when you look at a platter of French fries and you want to eat them. They smell lovely. Then that voice inside you says, maybe that's not such a good idea. Maybe you shouldn't be eating those. It's not in accordance with your plan, right? Stop when you hear that voice. Because if you don't stop and you ingest those French fries, that's not going to go well, because your body does not want you to do it. So you should not do it. Reminding yourself is really important, because what happens with a lot of people who have weight loss goals is that they hear that voice inside them and then they ignore it and they go for it anyway, right? So they eat things that their body does not want them to eat, right? So a voice inside you says, maybe this is a good time to go to the gym. And you say, I feel too lazy. I don't think I want to go. It just feels like too much today. But your body is asking for it. And if your body is asking for it, you have to go, even if you just go for 5 minutes. But the fact that you start listening to your body is going to be a huge accomplishment, because as soon as you start listening to the messages that your body is sending you, the communication between you and the cells of your body will improve, and that is going to make your weight loss goal come sooner and faster and easier. And you'll have this feeling that you're helping your body. You're doing what you need to do. You're keeping your part. You're doing what you need to do. You're keeping your commitment towards your body, and you're helping your body to achieve the goal that you have given it. Okay? Third affirmation is, many things in my body are functioning perfectly, and I appreciate that. So, weight gain aside, my eyes work, I can smell, I can taste, I can hear. My hands, I have tactile feeling, I have strength. There's so many things in my body that are working. I'm breathing. I'm not making any effort to breathe. I'm not telling my body how to use my lungs. I'm not doing any of that. My body is functioning perfectly at so many levels. Many things in my body are functioning perfectly, and I appreciate that, because the more you start appreciating your body, then you go up the emotional scale, and from a higher place on the emotional scale, everything becomes easy. Your weight loss journey becomes easy, and your food will taste more delicious, and you'll make better decisions about your health and well-being. All right, so affirmations is the first thing. The second thing is pre-paving eating each meal. What do I mean by pre-paving? I mean that you eat your food with the right vibration. So whatever you're eating, as you look at this food, intend that this food will be good for you, right? Intend, bless your food. Give thanks for this wonderful food, and then enjoy eating it. Enjoy the colors, enjoy how it looks, enjoy the taste. Taste it, don't just gulp it down. Taste it, be present, be mindful of the experience of eating, right? Be mindful of the experience of eating. And you can use whatever words you want to pre-pave it. Just tell your body, I'm going to enjoy having this food that I'm having just now, and I trust that my body knows what to do with the food that I am putting inside it. My body knows how to take what it needs and excrete the rest. My body knows what to do. Remind yourself every time, and then be present for your meal and enjoy it. That's what pre-paving is all about. All right. Then number 3 is pay attention to your beliefs and stay within them. If you think about, oh, I think I'm going to grab a sandwich, and the voice inside says to you, no, maybe you should be grabbing a salad instead of the sandwich, go with that. And sometimes your body might say, no, I don't want that salad. I want the sandwich. Because maybe there are things in that sandwich that your body needs. Because remember, your body is a chemical factory, and sometimes it can run out of a certain chemical, and then it needs that sandwich or the french fries in order to replenish its reservoir of chemicals. So go with whatever thought comes up. And if a negative thought comes up, if your body is telling you, oh, this is not good for you, then don't go against that belief, but look out for evidence that helps you to let go of the belief in the future. For example, if I wanted to work on my belief about sugar, I would look at something, maybe a piece of cake that looks delicious, and I would tell myself, you know what? I have an aunt who has never ever put on even a tad little bit of weight. She has perfect metabolism. So if she ate this cake, it wouldn't hurt her. And I'm sure that I can get to the place. I'm not there yet. I'm not there today. But I am sure that I can get to that place where I will be able to have this piece of cake and feel good about it. Right? That's what you have to start telling yourself, that you're moving towards giving up your limiting beliefs. You're working towards changing your belief system about food and about how your body can use that food, and you're moving towards a perfectly balanced metabolic system and health and wellness. Okay? Number 4, when you're eating food, you will know when it hits that spot. It hits that spot. What I mean is, you're hungry. So first of all, eat when you're hungry. And secondly, when it hits that spot and your hunger is satisfied, you know when you reach that spot. And then once you reach that spot, you consume a little bit more food, and then you reach this place where you feel fulfilled. And you know, because your body will tell you, stop now, because the next mouthful is going to feel like too much. And sometimes we really enjoy the taste of something and we have it anyway. And we always have that voice saying, "Ah, I wish I hadn't had that last mouthful. It wasn't really worth it," right? So stop when your body tells you to stop. Eat when your body tells you that it needs nourishment. If you're hungry, eat, right? Because when you're hungry, that's when you really enjoy your food. When you're hungry, your body is asking you for food. So, lastly, what I want to say to you is there is no food that is categorically good or bad. Nothing is good or bad. What makes it good or bad is where you are on the emotional scale and your belief system about it. If you believe that something is bad for you, even if you're high up, you are high flying, you're having such a fantastic day, you're having fun, you're with people, you're enjoying, life is good, but you eat something that you don't believe is good for you, it's not going to go well. You cannot be high on the emotional scale and eat something that you believe is not good for you and have and experience a good outcome. In the same manner, if you're low on the emotional scale, you can go to the best shop that sells the absolute best produce and meat and fish or whatever it is that you like to eat. You can buy the most expensive food ingredients and buy what you think is the healthiest food out there. But if you are low on the emotional scale, it won't make a difference. It's not going to help you to eat this food because you are low on the emotional scale and our body does not function at its optimal level when we are low on the emotional scale. So the main thing is to go up the emotional scale before we consume our food. And when we pre-pave, that's what we're doing. We're taking ourselves up the emotional scale before we consume our food. And lastly, we have to keep working on that invisible head of the monster, the problem that created the weight gain. And you'll know what it is when you ask yourself, what are the things in my life that are not going the way I want them to? Your body will tell you. You will know. You will know whether it's problems with a relationship that have you all caught up in here, whether it's money problems that have got you all caught up in here. And so what you need to do is, just like you're working on your beliefs about food, you need to work on your beliefs about this problem as well. And if you don't know how to do that, or you can't do that because the thoughts just keep coming as if they're coming from somewhere and you can't control them, then the thing that you can do, that you do have control over, is to look away from them. Don't go there. Stop and say, this is not good for me. I'm not going to think thoughts that stress me out. What can I think about in this moment? And shift your attention to something that has nothing to do with your life. And when you do that, you will feel a little better. So what do I mean when I say look for something that has nothing to do with your life? Well, something like a flower, something in nature. Maybe it's your cat or your dog, a pet that you have. Maybe it's a baby. Maybe it's one of your children. It doesn't matter what that subject is, as long as thinking about that subject makes you feel good. It could be a delicious meal that you had yesterday, that omelette that you had, or that coffee that was so enjoyable. Doesn't matter. As long as it takes you to a good feeling place, then you work on whatever it is that you need to work on. Because being high on the emotional scale is the main deal. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Did you learn a lot? Yes? If you learned a lot, leave me a comment that says, I learned a lot. I would really, really appreciate hearing from you. Your comments help my video to rank higher, and by commenting, you're helping me get my message out there. So before you leave, remember to comment. Remember to click on that like button and the notification bell so that I can invite you back for my next video. Thank you, take care, and I look forward to getting your question, because I believe that when you ask me a question, that is more meaningful. I can stand here and teach law of attraction till the cows come home, but who is it going to help? No one, unless somebody out there is asking a question. So bring those questions on. I would love to hear from you. Take care. Bye for now.